Magno and Ryan Hardy in the final, and here they face off in round 3. So they'll be both moving on to round 4, which is non-elimination.
There it is. That's another non-elimination round, round number 4 coming up. We might see it today, depending on the conditions, so stay tuned for some serious non-stop action here at the 2012 Box Pro, brought to you by our friends Reflex Wetsuits, Freedom Fins, Bodyboard King, Slicks and Decks, Riptide, and our media partners, YouTube and IINet. So there you have it, top 2 riders advancing on, Ryan Hardy and Magno going to round number 4. So, Mark, we do have Dallas Singer standing by. Any last words before we let you go?
Oh, just I'm stoked that everyone's on online watching and supporting everyone. I think it's going to be a great event, and I'll be up in 2 weeks' time. So, yeah, I'll keep watching. Be pumped. And a little replay before I go. We just talk about Hardy's probably the best wave. Nice little spin. Not many guys can do that out there, but Hardy knows. He's in the barrel. Look at that little grommet just stoked. Hands in the air. This is what he came to, watch. Ryan Hardy at the box. And just nice big roll. That was sick.
Unbelievable. So Ryan Hardy out here trying to defend his 2011 Box Pro title. And the last time we had an event in Tahiti was, I believe, in 2000, and it was Ryan Hardy walking away with a move similar to that, a tight spin right before pulling into a barrel.
That's where they originate, the hardballs, the spin in the barrel, and guys have been just trying to do it, but no one can perfect it like this champion on the ski here, Ryan Hardy. He'll be stoked.
Yeah, so he advances on along with Magno to round
bit
number
of pressure
4.
on him on that first heat where he didn't get into progression, and this morning he made it through, and now he's made it through another heat. So he'll be stoked, and back on the road to victory for him.
All right, there you have it. So
cool. I'll be out here, and Dallas Singer, the legend.
All right, you're coming up, Mark McCarthy. He's coming up in heat number 7 in round number 3. Good luck against Dave Winchester and Ben Player, brother.
Cheers.
Shot brew. Ladies and gentlemen, here is what we have currently out in the water. In the red jersey, Drew Innocend. In white, Jones Russell. In red, Nick Ormerod. These guys definitely some big hitters in bodyboarding. And here they are going head-to-head against each other in heat number 14, round number 3. So coming into the hot seat, it is the one and only Dallas Singer.
Yeah, Manny.
Dallas, let's get you situated right here.
I'm just
Mike
wiring
there.
up.
And this, I don't know. There you go.
Is that how it goes?
There you go. Dallas Singer, welcome to the hot seat. How you feeling?
Pretty good.
All right.
Been watching all morning since the first heat, so it's been pretty good the whole time, The wind's kind of looking a little bit different, but then it's cleaned up for that last heat, so, it's anything can happen throughout the round.
Live action out the
Drew's
back.
just opening his account up. He done a few little flips like that in his first heat yesterday, which was pretty cool. His actually first surf was at the box was yesterday in his heat, so he had a bit to learn, but he ended up pulling off a win. So it's sometimes that can just work in your advantage, which it did yesterday. But who else we got in this heat, Manny?
Right here we have Drew Innocend in red.
Jones Russell
in white.
And then in the blue rash shirt is Nick Ormerod.
All right, here's another look at the reflex replay. Talk us through it.
There goes Drew. He's just he's picked up a smaller one. I guess he just wants to open his account, get rid of those nerves. He's just kind of thrown out a pretty sick little backy. It almost looked like a reverse when he was turning into it, but he's pulled it off quite nicely, and I think everyone will be pretty happy about that. Some of the girls shying away from the camera there.
Yeah, those are some journalists from, I believe, England. They came out here and are just, documenting what they see here at the Box Pro. They were here last year, got to meet them, and they're great people, very, very cool to hang out with, too.
Cool.
So, Dallas, you're coming up soon against, I'm looking at the score sheet right now.
I think I'm heat 6 of the 3rd round, heat 18. So I've got Jared, who, surfed unbelievably yesterday. I kind of come in from my heat thinking, I did all right for the first heat. And I've seen Jared just do a couple of flips, which are, it's something that you kind of expect from him now.
Oh, back to the live action.
Straight at Jones Russell in the white rash. He just dropped a little backy there. I mean, that wave was a fraction bigger than what Drew had just experienced in that first one that he got. So, again, Jones will be pretty frothing on that first.
Definitely clearing some ground on that last big maneuver. The box, conditions, the way you see it right now.
Mate, it's one of the funnest waves in the world, really. I went out there the day before, the last day of the trials. I had it gas. We were all kind of practicing out there, and I was just thinking to myself, it's one of my favourite waves, like definitely in the top 5. You see Jonesy just throwing it back there. You know, they're not hard to, they're not easy to land, like in that dead water at the end. Like, it's really hard landing. So, you know, when guys are landing backwards like that, they really got to, you know, it takes a lot of effort to kind of come around and, you know, pull off a move like that. So. And it's one of those moves, you know, last year we've seen so many backflips and they're just a difficult move. Yeah, so, you know, you'll find it's like a staple of most less competitors on tour now is their backflips. So, you know, Jonesy did really well there.
There you have it, Drew Innocend and Jones Russell clocking in the first 2 waves of the heat. And look at that score coming in from Jones Russell on that big flip, 6.83.
Yeah, like I said, his wave was a little bit bigger, so... you know, he's got like another 2 points on what Drew kind of got on his first one. Similar move, but you know the wave size really makes a difference, and all the competitors know that. It's a game of patience, and you know you just got to wait around and pick the right one off. It usually turns out to be a winner or not. You know.
Once again, welcome everybody. This is the 2012 IBA Box Pro, brought to you by Reflex Wetsuits. They're bringing us the Reflex replays throughout the entire event. Freedom fins. In round number 4, we're going to see the Freedom round. That's where it is an exhibition, non-elimination round. So the guys pretty much don't have anything to lose in that heat.
Yeah,
so
that's what heat everyone wants to get into, you know.
Yeah.
I actually went to bed last night thinking, how great would it be in that heat, you know.
You're not going to lose.
You're not going to lose. You're halfway through the contest, so, you know, those first few heats have got out of the way. It's a lot different. First round elimination or 4th round elimination, they're totally different stories, you know, and if we get some waves for him, you know, everyone's going to be pretty stoked on that. Here goes Nick. First wave, he's opening up in his count.
Nice.
Slotting
Clean
a
pocket
pit.
ride, deep barrel, comes out,
yeah.
nice flip, air roll spin,
There
ARS
you go.
right there for Nick Ormerod.
That's a point of difference straight away, Manny. You know, a lot of guys, you know, exiting the pit with a move, you know, just puts another 2 points on each wave, and if you're going to do a flip, like something risky like that, you know, he's really going to see the points drop there.
The reflex replay showing us again the skills from Nick. Slides under the pocket right there. Nice clean barrel and finds that section for a clean ARS to exit that tube right there. So Nick clocking a nice clean maneuver right there. Definitely high scoring.
Yeah, I mean, and he's risking it on the first wave. You know, it's not easy to do a flip straight off the bat, particularly out of the barrel. There's Ryan and Magno just talking about their past heat, both progressing into round 3. I'm sure they're pretty stoked about that. I don't even know if they know that they've got through their heat. You know, there's a lot of you're sitting out there yesterday, and you know a lot of the guys are watching don't really realise it's hard to figure out where you are placing in the heat. You can see priority on the shore, and everything's so far away. Like the guys in competitors' tent, you got the judges on the other side of the beach. You know, everything's around you, but it's just sort of this ominous sort of feeling of, you know, where am I coming in this heat? And even when you come in, you're not 100% sure. So there's J-Rom there, just getting on the old wetty. You know, he's come through the trials, and Drew's pulling on to his second one.
Nice clean barrel ride right there for Drew. Can he come out? Yes, he does. Finds that opening high on the wave, comes out to the flats and does a spin. These little maneuvers at the end of these waves out in the flats, not rich. Oh, wait a second. Jones Russell again in your face with another big flip right there.
That was real flat, Manny, too. Like, you see him, he comes straight off the bottom, boards connect to his body, and it's just, you know, it's a really good looking backflip. Some judges love that, you know. It's clean all the way to the channel. So, yeah, it's you know, you've seen Drew's one just before, and he got a smaller barrel, but it's like a game of cards in a heat at the beginning. You know, you're just trading your last one off for a better one, and I'm sure that's what he's doing. And the boys coming up the track there.
Look at Glenn Thurston.
Glenn's really getting their grill there.
That's some serious GoPro angles right there with that 8-foot tall pole. And Ryan Hardy, he's stoked.
It's almost like stalking, isn't it, on the back? No.
Glenn he's one of the most fit people that I know.
Oh yeah, he's a man mountain, that's for sure. And he's a team manager now, so he's got his team ride there, Magno. So he's all support. That should be a sign to all team managers following them out into the heats. You know, that's all support to the end, really.
Can you imagine every team manager from every bodyboard company being out in the channel recording their own team riders?
I'm sure my one would actually love to be out there.
Taking a look, Drew, dropping in.
There you go, Drew. Just drop into another like smaller wave, but he's going to come out. You know, it's going to score. It's probably not as good as his last one, but you know, he's just building. And there's 25 minutes in this round. Am I correct for the heats? Yep, 25 minutes in each heat. So that's less time. The round previous was a half an hour each. So any wave really counts. You know, a 4-pointer, like his first 4.9 could actually come in handy at the end of the heat.
Yes. We'll confirm. I'm pretty sure it's either 25 or 30, but nonetheless, these guys have enough time to put together 2 solid waves. Mother Nature has delivered today with perfect conditions. Slide offshore, 5-foot box, and it's been going off all morning.
Yeah. Well, like I was saying earlier, it'd have to be one of my favourite waves. Just because you go out there and there's everything on a platter for you. You can hit the ramps, you can get pitted. You even seen Hardy earlier rounds. I mean, in the early years, just doing spins before the pit and stuff like that. And that's what we'll hopefully get to see like during the rest of the round. I'm sure riders are looking at it now, going, "Where can I find a point of difference compared to the other competitors?" I'll probably do a double forwards in the pit. That's what I'm planning on doing later on, Manny. So,
well,
I don't think I can pull that off. But yeah, we
Well, you're coming up in heat number.
I'm gonna have to do double forwards in the pit because I know Jared and I think Joe's moving into my round too. So you know, those guys are, you know, awesome riders. I really, you know, I look up to those guys, even though we're all around the same age, or, you know, those guys are a bit younger than me, and you know, they're really impressive guys. So you really got to find a point of difference, like I said, and I think that's what will happen during round 3.
Well, people who are watching live from all over the world, they are on our IBAWorldTour.com/live part, but some of them have an extra window, and keeping an eye on our Facebook page, IBA World Tour, and I'll throw out, hey, I got Dallas Singer in the hot seat. Do you have any questions? And people are delivering.
Oh, well, they got for me.
Here's a question for you from Joaquin Valles. He says, what type of boards do you prefer at the box?
Funny, because I always use Polypros, you know, ever since I was a kid. So a lot of the guys will, you know, differentiate between Dow and Polypro, but I've got all kinds of different Polypros, ones with 1-stringer, 2-stringers, softer versions of the same core. Anyway, yesterday I went out and I kind of done a last sort of decision to go a really stiff board just because the waves are a bit more powerless and it'd be more of a ramp. So the more stiffer board, you know, generally you're getting more speed, but then you've seen the heats earlier today, a lot of the guys were kind of getting, you know, chucked around in the barrel right at the end. And that's really due to the lumps and stuff during the end of that reef. If you've got a softer board, you're going to be able to cruise over the wave a bit better. So, I don't know. I've got a softer board here, so I'll probably use that. But they're all Polypro, yeah.
All right. Well, there you have it, Joaquin. Your question has been answered. And for you, Dallas, your heaviest wipeout here at the box is from Juan Carlo.
Jeez. I don't know. I don't know if I have too many. I try not to get pumped out here, so I try my best. But last year, I don't know. I think I got pretty pumped in the channel. Last year, the waves were actually coming all the way from the main break on the left side of the beach. You know, if you're looking at your screen now, there was actually whitewash going all the way through, which what we might see later in the week. But you know, there's definitely a chance of getting really badly pumped. But I've been okay since then. These are probably why places in my top waves, just because you can get out of the barrel pretty easy and, you know, play with it a bit more rather than just worrying about getting smashed.
So when these guys are pulling in here at the box, how deep is it in the shallowest section of the wave out there?
It's quite shallow. You know, you get to the real square ones. You know, that's where the box gets its name. It's just so square, and those, you know, genuine square ones that hit the reef perfect from the north is, you know, really flat bottom. You know, generally most of the water's kind of sucking out from the front of the reef, and I don't know if I could see it too well. You know, it's shallow, so you just want to keep away from it. But I mean, that's what bodyboarding's all about, you know, shallow reefs. It's shallow enough so if surfers are on it, they'll be scraping their fins. And, you know, we're lucky enough to be able to surf those waves functionally. And, yeah, but it does get shallow out there. You see that, you know, everyone's been talking about Mr. Lippy. I'm sure that's a real shallow part of the reef, but you can use that to your advantage. You can hit that, yeah, and use it like that. But he goes, you know, Drew's on another one. He should be able to try and
nice.
Dropping his little back. He's so consistent with them. I think that's 100% hit rate for him out of his 2 heats. You know, that's hard to do. And they're good-looking backies, I reckon. Everyone's got their own little variation. Here goes Nick on a nice little screamer coming out of the barrel.
Oh,
he's trying to.
Like that may have pinched on him.
Yeah, that last bit where it pinches, you want to just, you know, have your head down and just almost, you know, paddling. You just want to make that channel so bad. And, you know, that one just went to the deep end too quickly for Nick, so, you know, we want to get out there and get a better one than that.
So right now, sitting in with priority, Jones Russell in the white jersey sitting out back. Reflex replay, take another look at Drew Innocend.
Yeah, it's those backers I was telling you about. They look, to me, they look really cool. Nice and crossed up. He's going to land them every time. And here's Nick on his it might have hit the reef a bit more in the mid section. He's just kind of scooped into it, and you'll see here, Manny, it's going to pinch right there, which generally means he's in the deep end of the reef, and the wave hasn't hit it just perfectly. So, yeah, Nick, you know, he knows how to compete, and he knows how to, you know, trade his waves for better ones, and I'm sure he'll sit out there and wait for a good bomb. And that's usually that's his game plan in any surf. I've seen him free surf, you know, for years. We grew up competing together. Even I know I shared a nationals final with him maybe back in it was 2001. And that was more than 10 years ago, and I've been seeing him surf the whole time. Yeah, so I know how he surfs, and I know how he approaches a heat, and he's a great competitor. And here he goes. Like I was saying, he's going to try and get a better one there, but he's on the outside priority, so that generally means you can just have a sniff at anything. You know, as soon as you jump in the second, you don't really want to throw that paddling for too much, because that throws away your priority, and you're back at the end of the line.
The priority system in effect right here in round number 3. 3-man heats in round number 3. Top 2 riders advancing on to round number 4. Third place, unfortunately, you are done with the event here at the Box Pro. We got one last question for Dallas Singer coming to us via the IBA World Tour Facebook from Matt Good. Matt Good. Goody. I'm going to say Matt Goody. He says, what is the most difficult maneuver here at the box?
Jeez, I mean, like I was saying earlier, I grew up watching videos of the WA guys made. You know, some incredible riders coming out at that time, and you know, I'd have to say, you know, take off spins before you actually enter the barrel. You don't get that much time to actually get to the bottom of the reef, so to jam a spin in either at the start or at the bottom. I haven't done it myself, but I've seen Ryan do it and even flip out afterwards. So you know, that kind of combination of moves is really difficult. Here goes Jonesy. He's really got a nice little sucky one here. He's just
is he going to come out of that?
There you go.
Oh,
yeah, he did get a bit of a claim there. You know, that was awesome wave. Straight from the start, he's pulled in straight in. We've got a two-wave set here.
Drew Innocend out the
back. With a bit of, look at that. He's just come straight off the bottom. He's going to sit in it. Hopefully, you know, just drop a little spin on the back. You know, that was a great two-wave exchange there for Jonesy and Drew.
Is there another one?
Nick's going to get one too. I was just about to say. He's going straight to the lip.
Roll.
Yep, just held his shoulder in quite well there, and you know, that's pretty rare. Yesterday you'd never seen three-wave sets, so now you're in a three-man heat. It's good to know if you see, you know, they would have seen Jonesy's.
Look at the paddle battle.
There you go.
They all are going for that priority right now.
Competitor.
It is Jones, Drew, and Nick getting back to the outside. Who will get there first for that priority? Let's take another look. Reflex replay.
Yep, Nick got the second wave of the exchange, I'm pretty sure, and he's just, you know, banked it all the way through the inside. Kind of got lip there. That might have been an older wave. But, yeah, you know, that you turn around, the competition's not finished when you pull off the wave. You got other guys paddling out, and you got to think, you can't even get stoked on the wave you just got, really, because you got to get out there and, you know, beat everyone in priority. So there's so much to think about, you know, and it's so draining. Here goes Jonesy on his bomb. That was the first wave of that three-wave exchange, and he's really deep there, you know. That's not easy to kind of come up in the barrel and come out with a spit. You know, look how stoked he is there, and you throw his claim up to all the judges just to let him know he's in the channel. But this could be Drew's one here. Is it, Manny?
That looks like Drew Innocend's wave from that three-wave exchange right there. And he also finds that perfect line to be able to maneuver through the barrel. And another great wave right there from that wave exchange. But it all ended with this wave from Nick Ormerod.
Yep, straight off the bottom hand turn. He's had a few pits already, so I'm thinking he's just going straight for the lip. You know, there's possible eights to score off the lip there, and he's just gone straight up. That's under the lip too. You watch the impact on his shoulders. Perfect. He's held it perfect, yeah. So, you know, Nick's really showing his skill out there.
Unbelievable wave exchange right there. All three guys got one solid wave each under their belt. Reflex replay, bringing it to you live from the IBA World Tour Box Pro here in the lovely Margaret River. So, waiting for scores to drop. We are going to get you the results. Right after this, we're going to get you the bodyboardking.com interview with Shaggy and the winner of the last heat. Shaggy, where you at?
Hey guys, I'm down here with Ryan Hardy for the post-heat interview brought to you by Bodyboard King. Ryan, that was amazing. That was like rewind the clock to 2000 when you did a spin in the barrel chopu. Pretty confident out there, hey?
Yeah, I was feeling good, Shag. Yeah, so as soon as I got out there, I could feel that the swell had picked up a bit and come a bit more from the west. And once you start getting a takeoff out the back of the reef and you've got that big wall ahead of you, it opens the wave up completely and gives you a lot longer ride. Yeah. So And once it gets a bit bigger, you can just start drawing a bit of a different line out there rather than just sort of free falling in and trying to ride the barrel out.
At any stage through the spin, did you think you were going to bog it?
It was feeling a little sketchy because there was a bit of bump there now that the wind's come up a little. But I've practiced it a few times out there before, so I felt fairly confident. And I just had to reset the line afterwards and aim for the headland out the barrel.
Well, that was phenomenal. Two of the biggest waves of the day, hey?
Yeah, stoked. It just really seems to be pulsing out there now, and to contribute for a win, stoked. I'll take it.
We'll take that. Well, congratulations, and back to you guys in the box.
There we go. Ryan just talking us through that last wave. I didn't actually see that, Manny, and that's what I was discussing earlier, was those spins at the bottom of the wave, and that's exactly what he's done. And he's talked about actually changing his line rather than seeing, it takes a lot of skill, but bottom turning into a pit and doing something out. As soon as you chuck that third maneuver in, or that third, point of difference, they pick that straight up. And as soon as they see a spin at the bottom of a pit, judges just, eyes just wide open, and
that's right.
See the rest of the wave. But yeah, he turned out coming first in that one, so it's definitely worked. And I'm sure a few of the guys are thinking, oh, maybe I can drop a spin at the bottom. But no one's more qualified than that as to Ryan Hardy, the biggest local out here. And it's a pleasure to watch this guy surfing his local break, and it's awesome that he's kind of he's heading out everyone really, because he's the biggest local, and everyone's kind of watched him surf it. I'm sure every competitor in this competition has seen how good he is out here, and just seeing if they can do the same.
All right, Dallas, while you're on the mic, and before I forget, as everything's getting situated, the slicksanddex.com water angle is always a treat. And there's the next heat getting ready.
Big Chaso. He's a tour rookie. Yeah, so
coming up next, it is Jacob Romero, Chase O'Leary, and Louis Finnegan. Another great view from the slicksanddex.com water angle. Again, Seamus Makem out there with that big old pipe housing that $40,000 HD transmitter, and here you
I heard it was
$140,000. Jake Romero in the red, Chase O'Leary in white, Louis Finnegan in the blue. Those guys are coming up next. We have about 7 minutes remaining in the current heat, but these guys are definitely one to watch.
Look at those. Only your face's mother could love them three. No, it's funny how the heats have panned out in round 3. A lot of the guys are within the same age and surf together a lot. I know Louis quite young, and so is Chase. They're awesome riders, and it's just great to see depth in bodyboarding. A lot of younger guys stepping up for the tour this year after the first year of the qualifying, and it's great to see young guys really shred it. And I know Chase is totally capable of a lot of that, and he did really well in the qualifying last year. And it's exciting to see these guys step up to the the big show and take on some of the older guys and more established riders. So I'm sure Chase and Louis got big futures ahead of them in this sport, and it's just great. I know as a further in the years I'm going to be a spectator someday, and I want to know how good the young guys are, because you look at other sports like skating and stuff, and guys get so good so young, and it's so fresh to see. Where I'm sure bodyboarding will start to generate that even more so, and guys like Ryan, I was watching him when he was 20.
Exactly.
So it's pretty incredible.
Well, check this out. We do have some time, and we'll be back right after this.
There you go.
And welcome, ladies and gentlemen. Look at this. We are here in perfect conditions at the box. Look at that thing just draining on the shallows, just spitting at everybody in the channel. This is
an awesome sight. And someone's getting pretty keen on this next one. He goes James Russell. He's a bit far off the peak, and he's just bottom turning. He's obviously seen something.
Oh, there it is.
And we're dropping a little flip on the end. And he's made it. Everyone's making their flips. Everyone's completing their maneuvers. There's hardly any points lost. And, if someone takes up in a wave and you're sitting out the back, you really don't want to watch behind you, because you just know everyone's going to shred it. And it's a bit hard too, Like, you don't want to turn around and just see someone just boost. Here we go. Nick's just pulling this real deep pin. And if he can come out of this thing, it's spitting from back and front. Not going to let him. He's just got stuck in the suds, as Terry McKenna would say.
All right, Dallas, taking a look at what we have currently in the water. 5 minutes remaining in heat number 14, which is the second heat of an 8-heat round number 3. 3-man heats, top 2 advancing on. Here's another look at
Drew's wave in the ads. We just might have. This was the first wave of that exchange we just seen earlier. He's just dropping the legs, stalling, and just cleaning up the wave right at the end. You'll probably see less barrels going unridden without anything out of it, if you know what I mean. Like coming out of a barrel just sometimes doesn't cut it.
Is that Glenn already showing his GoPro footage to the boys that were in that heat?
Team manager's working hard these days. You got Pierre and a few of the other boys, just checking out what's going on. And that little area is awesome, During the tour, there's not often that you get to see the whole webcast, being a competitor, you're usually looking at the surf or the breaks quite closer, so you're kind of aware of what's going on. But here it's, we're just watching what the competitors are really watching.
All right, the reflex replay. Here's Jones Russell's last wave on the reflex replay. As you can see, just has his eyes set on a lip maneuver and pulls off a solid flip right there. So Jones Russell, he is on fire right now, leading the charge in this heat, currently in first place. Nick Ormerod on the hunt for an 8.84. And it is Drew Innocend on the hunt for a 7.33 for that second place spot. So there you have it. Waiting for a couple scores to drop down the pipe. Nick's last wave and Drew's last wave still waiting to get counted. But there you have it. 3 minutes, 30 seconds remaining.
Three-man heat here, and everyone's got a pretty decent score. If you're posting over a 12 at this point of the heat, you're doing pretty well. And Drew's on a 12.25. Nick Ormerod in blues on a 13.58. And Jones hitting an 8.88 and a 6.83, leaving him on 15.7. So, a 15 or plus is, you're looking really healthy at this point of the heat with 3.5 minutes to go. So, he'll be feeling pretty comfortable. I'm sure he's always he's ready to back up from that 680 second highest score. So, he's looking really good at this stage. Drew's just going to have to turn around, and I think he needs a 6.5, Manny. So that's totally achievable as soon as the set rolls in. But he's sitting in priority. So this will be pretty exciting end of the heat with 3 minutes to go. All
right, question. Last year, you were on the tour. You had 4-man heats. You had man-on-man heats, 2-man heats. This is the first time that we're running with the 3-man format for round number 3. Do you change your strategy? What do you do to adjust, or do you just go at it, attack it with the same mentality?
As in the 3-man heat? I don't know, because I haven't had that many 3-man heats. These are the only 3-man heats I'm having. Oh, here goes Drew. Straight off the bottom hand turn. He needs that 6.5, so...
Nice!
Wow. Not many inverts this morning, so that's another point of difference. That could get him over the line there, Manny. You only need a 6.5, and this is towards the end of the heat. I told you to be an exciting one. I knew this.
Coming down to the wire.
2 minutes left. It's pretty much as good as 20 minutes left if you're in last place. You just can't give up, and it happens every time. I've seen Joe get an 8-point-something, which is an excellent score. He dropped it out right at the end and just done a huge backflip, and that's probably something he would have done at the start of the heat. But considering he needed that score and he knew he needed it, he's doing stuff like this that Drew just dropped. So I don't know if that replay might pop back up. But yeah, he done a really nice invert, got plenty of air, and he's looking pretty good for a 6.5 in my opinion. What was I saying earlier about the 3-man heats? Yeah, they're good.
Did you change your strategy, or we'll get back to it?
There we go.
Another look.
Yeah, he's looking at the lip, hoping nothing comes up in front of him, just smacks him in the face. But he's just gone straight off the lip, nice extension. Just held it through that. That's always a pretty... it's dead water there, It's a hard landing, so he's done well. But yeah, 3-man heats. The only 3-man heats I've ever had is when someone doesn't rock up for a 4-man. It's usually pretty good, Your chances double of making it through, and I don't know, it might hurt even more when you get knocked out because it's less than 50%. There's Drew there, age 22, just come over to WA to, mix it up with the big boys, and he's done really well.
All right, we'll see if that wave clocks into either a higher 6.58 or higher for that second place spot. And Tom Rigby chowing down, getting some fuel, some energy, because I believe, is coming up next.
When I was talking about only a face his mother could love. I don't know what these beanies are, but he's chewing down an IGA roll. That's a favourite here in Margaruva.
Yes,
all the boys are chowing down, but they're two good riders. They only live down the road from each other, and surf a place named Stradbroke Island quite often, which only tunes your technique to a wave like this, and you need a good place to practice on because that's how you get so good, and you'll find riders, every rider, has got their own little favourite place to go and train between contests, and keep them agile and fit, and guys like Jeff and everyone have got their own breaks.
All right, here we go. Well, this could be the last wave of the
Goes.
heat. Oh,
Nico just dropping his last. He might even milk this to the shore. A lot of guys have been doing that, cut in, but no, that's not Nick's deal. But nice little flip there. He was sitting in 3rd place actually, because Drew posted a 7.03 on his last one for that invert, so that's dragged him straight up to 2nd. Nick's going back into 3rd, and that last wave he was needing a 7.15, so we'll just have to wait around and see if that happens. But another sighting at the end of the heat, and Drew's looking pretty good so far with that last score, and Jones surfed that heat really well from start to finish. He's got 4 every wave he's posted over a 6.3, so that's pretty rare, and that's